Hello, my name is Bill Hardiman. I'm state senator from the 29th district. The 29th district covers Kentwood, Grand Rapids, Cascade, Lowell, Virgins, and Grattan townships. And the program you're watching is From Capital to Community. We look at very important issues that impact people all over the West Michigan area and all throughout the state of Michigan. And I'm very pleased to be here today. In fact, I'm quite excited. We have someone with us who's not only a person that is having a great positive impact on West Michigan and the whole state of Michigan and beyond, but he's a very good friend. He and his wife, his lovely wife, Carol, are great friends of Clova and myself. Here today with me is Mr. David Van Andel. He's the president and CEO of the Van Andel Institute, and we're going to talk about the Van Andel Institute and the Life Sciences Corridor. Dave, welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's great to have you here. And Dave, there is so much activity going on in downtown, so much growth and development up on the hill, as they call it. And the Van Andel Institute is right in the middle of it all. Could you tell us a little bit about the Van Andel Institute and when it started and its goals and what you would like to see take place there?
Sure. Well, certainly today it's very exciting. The new West Michigan bird, known as the crane, is alive and well up on the hill there, as they say. But about 11 years ago now, it wasn't that way. And that's when we started and founded the Van Andel Institute, 1996. In 2000, we dedicated the building that we're in currently. And what the Van Andel Institute is a medical research organization as well as an education institute. And we are a member of the Life Sciences Corridor here in Michigan. And we are doing life sciences, biomedical research right in the Grand Rapids area. We focus in on cancer, Parkinson's, and are beginning to expand out in some other disease states, neurological diseases and things like that. We also focus in on K through 12 education issues and have just started this past fall our new graduate school for biomedical research as well. So we have quite a bit going on inside the Institute. We have well over 200 scientists and support personnel that are currently working in Phase 1, and we're just starting construction of Phase 2, which will more than triple the size of our facility.
Dave, it's tremendous to see what you're doing and the growth there as well. And of course, I've visited the Van Andel Institute several times, walked through some of the labs, and I didn't have well, maybe I did have a white coat on, so I could fit right in. But I think they knew I wasn't a researcher. But it is tremendous. Can we talk just a little bit about the Life Sciences Corridor? Then I want to come back to the Van Andel Institute. But the Life Sciences Corridor, I think, established about 1998, I believe it was.
Correct.
And includes 3 universities, but also the Van Andel Institute, Michigan, Michigan State, and Wayne State. Tell me a little bit about the goal there and how you fit into that Life Sciences Corridor.
Well, back then, Governor Engler and myself had a conversation, and I suggested to him that we might look at the possibility of putting together life sciences in the greater part of Michigan. And he took the idea and he formed out of that the Life Sciences Corridor. Now, one of the great things about that beginning was it tied for the first time the 3 universities and then the new Van Andel Institute together to form kind of a coalition, if you will. And what was unique about that was this was the first time that the universities would work together for a common goal. You know how they are, you know, being in Lansing as much as you are, they're always in there by themselves fighting with each other, but very rarely do they come together on a common theme. And in this case, the life sciences became that common theme. We formed the left or the west anchor of that, and then on the east side of the state was Wayne State, and then U of M and MSU were in the middle. The beauty of all of that is that we began to think like one, and we began to develop what I believe is becoming a rather burgeoning industry within the state of Michigan. Life sciences is, I think, going to be one of our mainstays long term, and as a result of forming that legislation, we've officially funded and we've officially focused efforts back against the life sciences industry.
Dave, you mentioned obviously several good points, but one is that I think this is so important to Michigan as a whole, the Life Sciences Corridor. with the economy the way it is now, certainly with Michigan's reliance on the automobile industry and the domestic automobile industry, I think we need to diversify, and I think the life sciences corridor helps us to do that. What I've heard is there are a tremendous number of jobs that are being established, high-tech jobs, and more companies being formed. So that's good for the state of Michigan as well as for the healthcare industry.
Well, I think it's a big plus for the state of Michigan. The automotive industry has been very generous to this state over the years. We've reaped the rewards, and we've also suffered some of the downturns. But it's no mystery that Michigan is struggling today in its economic climate. And one of the keys, I think, to our long-term success is to begin to diversify our economic base. Many of you are working on that and helping in Lansing. But I think it's going to take a period of time for us to do that. Well, one of those diversifications that can occur, I believe, is in life sciences. Life sciences offers a tremendous amount of hope, but it also offers good paying jobs. The average job in the life sciences industry pays about $15,000 more than it does in some other industries. There are traditional jobs there. They're not all scientists in white coats. There are accountants, there's HR people, there's custodians, there's all the normal things you would expect to find. But the industry as a whole tends to pay more than most other industries, and I think that's a positive. So one of the spokes, if you will, for diversifying our economic base, I believe firmly has to be in the life sciences industry.
Well, Dave, we are certainly in agreement on that. Over the last few years, and even since I've been in the Senate, with the very tight, very difficult economic times and tight budgets, that budget for life sciences has been threatened, but we've worked pretty hard to maintain the flow of some dollars because we think it's so very vital to not only West Michigan, but all of Michigan. So providing jobs, good paying jobs, new companies, helping to kind of stoke the economy is another part of what's taking place through the Life Sciences Corridor and the Van Andel Institute. But certainly there's more. I mean, you talked a bit about some of the educational opportunities being provided as well as the research, and obviously you've just added, I think, the last one was the graduate school. Thank you. But you also have something for younger students. Can you tell me a little bit about that? And is there any favorite story you've got from that part of the institute?
Well, obviously, as we begin this diversification process, we didn't get to this position overnight, and we're not going to get out of it overnight, as you well know. It's going to take some time and some effort. And the direct benefit is the jobs that you create with scientists and the support personnel that go with that. The indirect benefit long term is the economic promise of spin-offs, of new businesses being created, and all the jobs that go along with that. Well, if we want to get there, not only as a community, but as a country, we have to take a longer term view in how we're educating our young people to bring them into some of these new industries. And in the past, and I'm thinking pre-911 now, we relied very heavily on the international community to attract their best and their brightest to our shores to fill what was becoming a widening gap between our own domestic capability of creating scientists and the demand that we had placed in our economy for those scientific jobs. And so we had a tremendous amount of foreign-born nationals that are working and continue to work in those positions.